Corner. I want to first thank everybody that has subscribed and has been watching the videos. Um, Again, we're going to keep building community, building solidarity, and talking about the neurodivergent community and the amazing people that care for them. So, today's topic is child abuse prevention. Yes, it is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Um, the month of April is also Autism Awareness, Autism Acceptance Month, and both causes kind of like overlap for me, and they are very much a part of my life. But we're going to talk a little bit about child abuse prevention and how it impacts the neurodivergent community. So, as you may know, child abuse is a serious problem in this country that a lot of the times goes underreported. And on top of that, the system can be so cumbersome that it could place children at risk inadvertently because there's a lack of foster parents and foster families. Kinship care is not always an option, especially when you have special needs children and several factors. So, when it comes to the neurodivergent community, they are particularly vulnerable in this aspect. Number one, to being abused. Why? Well, obviously, a lot of them cannot advocate for themselves. A lot of them, whether they're on the spectrum, whether they have ADHD or any other intellectual developmental disabilities, a lot of the times this affects their executive functions. So it limits their ability to even report if something what's going on or understand that something abusive is taking place. So this community is incredibly fragile and vulnerable when it comes to this. Obviously, at home, a lot of the times it could happen because parents are burnt out or they are not well informed about the children's needs, or cannot meet those needs, and it leads to sometimes having outbursts or hi Nico, thank you for joining the chat and thank you for joining the video and supporting us. Love it. I wish get some more friends to join in. So yeah, so I digress. So starting at home, a lot of the times they are particularly vulnerable because of caregiver burnout. And that's definitely something that is not unusual. And I obviously it's never justifiable, but it's a reality. And that's why we need to support programs that provide respite care for parents and caregivers so they can have a moment to recollect themselves, to re-energize, and to obviously be better caregivers moving forward. Hello, Jaxa. Oh my god, I'm gonna murder this name. Jaxa PUBG. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the Neurodive Corner. So yeah, like I was telling you guys. So outside of the caregivers, this population continues to be particularly vulnerable to the people that provide services to them. Believe it or not, from the school bus driver to a behavior technician to an in-home therapist, anybody that sadly can prey on children may have access. And the fact that neurodivergent kids a lot of the times have difficulties understanding concepts, processing things that are happening to them, processing trauma, they fall into situations where they're abused or neglected. And again, we have to do everything we can to provide not only protection and supports, but we need to start advocating for more robust systems, in at the federal level, at the local level, that provides these vulnerable communities with a safe haven and appropriate programs to minimize and limit as much as possible this abuse and neglect occurrences. And this can range the gamut from like the horror stories of, parents being completely burnt out and taking it out in a physical way on their children, to financial neglect, educational neglect, even spiritual neglect. We got to think as human beings holistically, as and all of those areas, when they're not being met, that is abuse and neglect. And again, it can range the gamut. It can be something as simple as a parent doesn't have access to health insurance, or they've been on a waiting list forever and their child is not receiving the supports they need, to somebody being completely sick and actually seeking to get into these avenues, like being a foster parent and trying to prey on children that they know most likely will not and cannot report what's happening to them. And I have, well, those of you that know me know that I have tons of experience when it comes to this. I started my career in DIFUS, for those that live in Jersey, or Child Protective Services for everybody else in the United States. That's where I started my career. And through the years, I started narrowing down and moving more into the crisis response, first responder, clinical aspects of this. So I've seen this in across the board, from investigating the case to helping families achieve reunification, to helping children finding forever families, to even working at a children's psychiatric hospital. So I am intimately familiar with how vulnerable these communities could be. And honestly, this is why we need to advocate too for our government to stop messing around with things like health and human services. We're talking about our most vulnerable people depend directly from these departments, and everybody calls these social service programs like there's some sort of privilege, and it's not. This is a human rights issue, and we are definitely leaving behind those that need us the most. So I'm gonna close my video urging everybody to join one of the many things that are going to be happening throughout the month in light of creating awareness and preventing child abuse. Get out into the community. You can do something as simple as the blue pinwheel, which symbolizes the month and the awareness piece of it, to maybe go do a protest or join a support group or build a support group for these communities. And the main thing when it comes to abuse and neglect is, if you see something, say something. I know that it is a broken system. I know it doesn't always work well. I know there's way too many children stuck in foster care and in group homes because there's not enough people willing and committed to providing the care they need. So we have to step up as a society. We owe it to them. And they do not deserve to be left behind. So please get familiar with the hotline in your area or website, because a lot of the states now will take child welfare calls and allegations online, and again through hotlines. And please, do not think that because you're making a call you're going to destroy somebody's life. It doesn't always go that route. It doesn't always need that. And a lot of the times when you call for child welfare, when you call in time, we can step in and support those families and give them the resources before they become a statistic. So again, if you see something, say something. Be the voice for the voiceless. That's it for today. Thank you to everybody that joined the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, we're just trying to build community and solidarity to help those in the neurodivergent community and the amazing people that care for them. As usual, stay safe, stay healthy, help each other. We're in this together, and I'll be talking to you guys very soon. Bye.